And we told them, this is a historical present. No, now, unfortunately, other library systems had gone through what we have gone through, for example, in Oregon.
It did create national attention that the libraries faced closure in Steinbeck's hometown, and that, of course, is not an unusual situation among libraries across the nation.
We ended up over a period of 3 years cutting about $16 million out of a then $65 million base budget. And there were a series of reductions. And the last series of reductions included finally making a decision to close the libraries. It was either that or declaring bankruptcy.
And it was a decision City Council took, and they were criticized, tremendously for deciding to close the libraries. They could have done other cuts across the board, but they singled out the libraries, and it really was a PR nightmare.
What's wonderful is that the community did ultimately pull together, pass a sales tax measure to fully fund the libraries, hire a great library director, have initiatives started even by the mayor on down to get a library card in everyone's hand as a way of changing social conditions, not just literacy, but making us all more empathetic to one another, which is what reading does.
And then we had a measure passed, Measure V, and it's all the citizens of Salinas decided to tax themselves to save the libraries. And that was Measure V, and we're solely funded by Measure V right now.
There are no funds other than Rally Salinas, the $750,000 that were specifically raised from the library. The reference, I believe, the individuals are speaking of is Measure V, which is a voter-approved 1/2 cent sales tax for the city's general fund. It is a general fund tax. It is not specifically programmed or obligated for any specific service.
And we're fighting people. We fight for the rights, and the library is a human right, and it's also a civil right. We have the right to free information.
But we have a responsibility as a local government to have a balanced budget. And in essence, we were down to the core, and the library was the last thing cut.
During wars and during areas of extreme fanaticism and fascism, the libraries are the ones first hit, and then the intellectuals. So there must be many powerful reasons why they do that. Not sounding paranoid, just look through history. Remember Fahrenheit 451?
Explain.
Well, if you remember the book, they were burning books. They didn't want people to read, because reading and knowledge is power, and they control people. And people were taking a lot of drugs to be happy because they were unhappy, and they were hooked to their televisions and to all their mechanical gadgets, and the government could control them. So